So I see, yeah, Francesca's like, yeah. Okay, so one thing to understand is when you get started, first thing is to get some ideas. Second thing is you can ask OneTake to write you a video script and based on those ideas. But once you have asked for the script, okay, so OneTake has all of the data about my business. It's able to write the script for me. Um, I still need to go from this is what I'm going to talk about to actually talking about it. And that's where the challenge is for most people because you will not be perfect on the first try. And there's going to be a lot that's going to be imperfect there. So how we solve this is first, OneTake helps you write the content, and then you can take it and use the teleprompter to type and paste your script. But I want to show you once you record it. So you can record it with the webcam. You can record it. Let me switch screens here. There. You can record it with a camera. You can upload from Dropbox or whatever. I want to show you like a real video. Okay, so sat down, did it, and we'll see how polished I am really as a speaker when I record myself, and then how what OneTake does with that. Let's play that. This is the original. So obviously we need to cut out the part where I'm gonna sit down on that chair. Koto is writing to me in French. I love it. Thank you, Koto. This is yes. So I'm trying to figure out if this is interesting.
Hi, I'm Sébastien Night, a computer science engineer from École Centrale Nantes, founder of OneTake AI.
Coughing is not great in
OneTake
video.
is a one-click AI video editor. It turns a raw, terrible footage into a professional presentation like this one.
At this point, it's a bit ambitious to say professional presentations. This is not yet, right? Okay, this will need to be cut when we edit.
I started OneTake AI because I was frustrated. I founded and ran an online training business for 15 years. We trained 300,000 entrepreneurs in 41 countries, and I had to spend days and weeks recording and editing videos. If you want to publish videos on social media, or online courses, or marketing content, but you hate video editing with a passion, OneTake is here for you.
Also, maybe
We have thousands of customers.
okay. Let's do
We
it.
help many entrepreneurs.
No, that's not good. Let's do it again.
We've helped thousands of entrepreneurs just like you to turn their videos into professional presentations in one click. Upload your video now and publish your next presentation in one take.
And that's good, but then he's gonna stand up and stop the camera, and that also needs to be removed because it's not amazing. So that's what we have. And typically, this is after 20 years of doing videos. So if you're not on your 21st year, doing this like 90-second worth of content might take you 10 minutes. For some of my clients, like the very first video, like might take you a whole afternoon. So what are we going to do? We're just gonna tell OneTake to deal with it. So as I mentioned before, I could record directly there from my webcam, like here. I could record just from the microphone, so that OneTake then turns that into what would be the equivalent of PowerPoint presentation, or just if I want to have an audio podcast, I can record my screen and pop for Google Drive, good photos from a YouTube channel. So we have a bunch of members who use the import from YouTube. They actually set it as an auto import so that every time they publish from their English YouTube channel, then it gets imported into OneTake so that they can translate it, for example, into Spanish. What I'm gonna do right now is just the basic. I'll go and grab the file from my device and drag and drop it. Let's see, I just have it on my computer. If I can write the word original somewhere. Yeah, I had it. I'll drop it here. Hopefully Zoom is not hogging my bandwidth and it's gonna upload at the same time as I'm speaking. Let's see. Yay. Okay, so what OneTake is doing now is taking my video to transcribe it. So part of it will be used to create the titles for the video. It's going to remaster the audio. I don't know if Zoom transcribed it properly to you, but the sound was a little bit echoey. It's not great. It's going to add titles and subtitles, uh, transitions when I switch to a new topic, remove errors, stumbles and mistakes. You noticed when I was saying we have thousands of entrepreneurs, and then like I had to say that a couple of times. It's going to remove the dead time, which means awkward silences, which happens a lot when you do live presentations, happens a lot when you record yourself, you're doing a selfie video or things like that. It also applies my instructions and my custom vocabulary. So while it's doing that, I'm going to open a new tab just to show you these. So when I edit my videos in OneTake, something I can do is have custom instructions. So for me, my custom instructions are often related to the fact that uh, I pronounce OneTake like a French person. Sometimes people hear OneTake is always should be spelled as OneTake AI. Same with my name, Sébastien Night, and you might spontaneously write it Sébastien Night. So I told this that as well. In the custom instructions, a lot of our customers have used custom instructions for when we create social media shorts to say things such as, for example, if you have a podcast, you can say, well, when I interview someone and they make political jokes, just get those out of the video. And then it will know to remove those. For me, I know that all of the content is like what I want to have, but you use this to say, these are the instructions you should follow when you edit or when you create the shorts. For me, you have many settings like saying whether you wanted to remove stutters, mistakes, and filler words. So for me, this is enabled. You will see the result. Whether it should frame the speaker or just center the image. Whether you wanted to do gaze correction, which means um, I mentioned earlier we have a prompter, and when you have a prompter, this might happen. So for example, my webcam is here, so I'm looking at you here. But if I actually was having the prompter on the screen, I would put it there. So I'm looking slightly off screen. So I can tell OneTake every time I update a video, I want you to make me look at the camera. And you can say I want to remove and replace the background behind me and do something else. So this was added after somebody told me, Sébastien, my office is too messy and I want to have something else because, and I quote his words, I don't want to clean up. I just want AI to clean up my office for me. So that's why we built that. So once it finished doing all of that stuff, it gives me the preview of my video. Okay. So let's see, Zoom, share sound. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sébastien Night, a computer science engineer from École Centrale Nantes, founder of OneTake AI. OneTake is a one-click AI video editor. It turns a raw, terrible footage into a professional presentation like this one. I started OneTake AI because I was frustrated. I founded and ran an online training business for 15 years. We trained 300,000 entrepreneurs in 41 countries, and I had to spend days and weeks recording and editing videos. If you want to publish videos on social media, or online courses, or marketing content, but you hate video editing with a passion, OneTake is here for you. We've helped thousands of entrepreneurs just like you to turn their videos into professional presentations in one click. Upload your video now and publish your next presentation in one take.
That's what OneTake does. It edited the video for me, but then I can, of course, customize and do things. It composed a track that is playing subtly behind the video. So this is here, you will hear it at full. It does a different track based on the theme and content of the video, so that if you're talking to your customers about a retreat you're doing in Cuba, it's not going to have the same as if you have a video on how to plan your estate for your kids. This should not be the same tempo. Um, you can enable background removal, things like that, as at the custom screen. You can change the video style, and you can give instructions. I can say, well, I actually think I look great. Um, just show me all the time and none of the text. So if I want to make edits, I can either like do them manually. I could like literally also go into the script for the video and edit and change the layout for any of the scenes. I can change the timestamps and all the wording that is written, or I can just tell OneTake what I want to change. So here I'm doing this live with no I have no backup here, so we'll see if it understood what I'm doing. So I said I want you to show me all the time, right? I didn't want to have the text
Hi,
that
I'm
was next to me.
Sébastien Night, a computer science engineer from École Centrale Nantes, founder of OneTake AI. OneTake is a one-click AI video editor. It turns
I could say, actually, I noticed that I'm wearing the wrong hoodie, so I don't want people to see me. Just show the text throughout the video instead. And I could make the change. I can say, well, the colors, I would like brighter colors. I would like darker colors. I want a music that is more dynamic or slower. So these are all things I can ask. I can also say things. So we've had users, as I mentioned before, if you're doing a podcast, sometimes you don't control what the other person is talking about. So you could tell one thing that there are parts of the video you.
Hi, I'm Sébastien Night,
So I asked it to turn it into a text presentation, right? So it's
a computer science engineer from École Centrale Nantes, founder of OneTake AI. OneTake is a one-click
now it's just the text. Um, I could also say I want to remove parts of it, or I want to add those. So if I said I want to remove the whole segment about my motivation, it would remove this from the video. I don't need to manually go there. The whole goal is to never have to go, these video editors where you have to go to the timeline and have several things you have to synchronize and you have to cut very precisely. And it's always a pain because if you mess it up, you have a black screen in the middle of your video. So what we wanted to do is the exact opposite experience, which is I have worked with very talented video guys. And for example, when we made our documentary movie that was in theaters at exactly the wrong date, like we launched on March 13th, 2020, so the first day of lockdown in France. But when we made the documentary, the way it went is we shot all this footage, and then the video guy, Remy, would say, here is the first draft of the movie. I was able to preview it, and I did not go back on his computer to try to edit things. I just sent him a note, like a WhatsApp message that says, hey, Remy, this is really good. We need to change a couple of things about the titles, and I want the music to be more punchy, and I want you to remove this thing that one of the guests have said in their interview. And I could trust Remy to just do it. So this is the experience that we reproduce with OneTake as well. But, my dear friends, that is not all, because then we realized that what happens if you, like us, want to grow your business internationally? I have the good luck that I speak a couple of languages. So I have been able to present this like same presentation that I'm doing today. I've done it in French, in Spanish, in English, in Italian, and in Portuguese. And I've done it once in Japanese, but I had a translator. My Japanese is not there yet. And I realized, well, first of all, this is a lot of effort. I don't want to do it. And second, the people that don't speak that many languages really do not want to do it. So here's what we did. If you like, this is our blog. This is an article on our blog. You can see that this is in French. Panne d'électricité en Espagne et au Portugal, un signal d'alarme et ce qu'il faut faire. And it has a video from me here. We recorded this when there was the blackout in Spain and Portugal to tell our customers, well, your videos are still live because our servers are replicated worldwide. So your buyers will still buy even if you don't have electricity at your house. And when I did this video, I wanted all of our customers to be able to watch it. So this is
Pourquoi la panne d'électricité qui a frappé l'Espagne et le Portugal?
this video is actually not the original. I only recorded this video in English. So this is shown to me because my browser, my computer is set to French. But actually, if you went out and went to our blog, then you would have seen the original version of the video because I recorded it in English. So I'm going to play it in a second. This is the original footage that I recorded.
Why the blackout in Spain and Portugal this week was a wake-up call and what you should do about it for your business. My name is Sébastien Night. I am the CEO and co-founder of OneTake AI.
So you would see that a Japanese person would come to our blog and they would see me speak perfect Japanese, which is, I can tell you, only possible thanks to the magic of AI.
今週のスペインとポルトガルの上展はなぜ中心化だったのか？そしてあなたのビジネスのために何をすべきか？詩の名前はセバスチャン・ナイト。
Nani Subasika. I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure that means the original thing that I said. And so what OneTake does is you can when your video is edited, it's just exactly the way you want. You just go, well, actually, I don't want this one, not this one. I want that one, so I need to restore it, whatever. But I can go to translations and just say, I want to perform audio and video translation with the voice cloning, so it's my voice, and lip sync, so it's also my face expression. It's not like a 3D avatar, it's actually me, so people have the connection with me. And I can create a new translation into Arabic, Spanish, French, Hungarian, Italian, whatever language my viewers are going to speak. And then when I put the player onto my website, by doing share, and I put this on my website, it will automatically detect the language of the viewer and play the video in their language instead of in English for most of you as the original. So I can do this in the translation. And I can also say to use dynamic speaker voice cloning. This is extremely useful if you do podcasts, because then your voice and your guest's voice will not be mixed up. It's going to use your voice for your segments, the guest's voice for their segments. So you can literally have an interview podcast where you're interviewing whoever, and then you have that person speak Spanish and answer the questions that you are asking them in Spanish as well. That's the magic of OneTake. So with OneTake, you can finally get rid of needing a shooting crew to create videos. A cameraman would cost you $500 a day at the minimum. A video editor would set you back $900 per video hour that they edit. A graphic designer is $300 to $600 a day. Video editing software can also go out the window. Adobe Creative Cloud Premiere is $750 per year. Filmora is $150. No need for the mobile apps where you're like trying to struggle with your thumbs to edit the timeline of the video. I have Koto asking if we have Kiswahili as a language. We do edit videos in Swahili as well. OneTake is able to ingest more than 100 languages. You no longer need transcription, so you don't need an assistant or secretary to transcribe the videos, which typically cost $2 a minute. A freelancer for subtitles costs $3 a minute. You don't need to use complex software like After Effects to generate the animations for your video or Canva Pro. You're saving on teleprompter software. And this was my personal pet peeve that I really wanted us to have, is the video hosting, because it used to be back in the day that you would use the YouTube player and just use that on your website or your blog or your online course, and it was fine. Back in the day, before YouTube discovered monetization. And what has happened once they have found out about monetization is now they have ads on there. So literally, we had a session with one of my customers who had a Facebook, like huge Facebook expense every day to send people to his website. And when people arrived there, he had the presentation of his product as a YouTube video there. But he had a very smart competitor that targeted this specific video for ads. So he would spend a huge Facebook budget to bring people to his website. And when people clicked play, they were seeing the competitor's video there on his own website. So yeah, once that happened, we said, okay, we need to give people an alternative to that, so that if you have videos that are important, like your marketing videos, your content videos for your own website or course, then we include the hosting as well. So this way you don't have to spend on expensive hosting like Vimeo Advanced or Wistia, which is 600 to 1,000 a year. And also Vimeo has become the enemy of many people in the information marketing and coaching space, because once COVID happened and Vimeo realized everybody was hostage to their platform, they started sending letters like, if your business becomes successful and lots of people buy your courses that are hosted on Vimeo, you will get a letter from them saying, hey guys, if you don't sell this course through us, we're going to boot you out of the platform, or you need to pay $4,000. That happened to many people. And so we decided, okay, let's eliminate this problem entirely. And also you eliminate the cost of creating the training materials, because once you have the videos that are themselves very clear with the key point on the screen, this is much easier for people to ingest. And also OneTake gives you the transcript, and you can ask OneTake to write the blog post that goes with the video, because OneTake knows what's been said in the video. So you don't need to have several tools to create the collaterals that go there. So my team just takes inside of the chat after the video is edited, just says, well, now give me the blog post, and now give me the email that goes with this blog post. So no need for Microsoft Office, no need for Keynote, no need for Google Business for slides and docs. If you shoot one day a month and you said, well, I'm going to create 10 videos, roughly 10 minutes per video, and just create every month 12 videos in one day, which is my recommendation. You just spend one day and then you're done with your content creation. Then over a year, you will have saved 12 days of cameraman, that's $6,000. You would have saved 24 hours of content, so that's $21,600 that video editor would have charged you. 6 days of work of a graphic designer is $1,800. 750 for the video editing software, $3,000 for the assistant or secretary to transcribe, $4,000 for somebody to create the subtitles in the videos, 300 for the animations and the Canva and the stuff that goes on the videos, 900 or 600 for the hosting, 74 or 144 for the creation of the training materials. For someone that is serious about creating videos that becomes important to their business, that's over $36,000 saved per year. But more than the cost saved, for me, what's more important is how many training courses, how much content, how much business could you do with OneTake that makes everything so much simpler. And the question becomes, if you were able to create one coaching program or one training course per month with OneTake and you sold it for $1,000, how many of those for $1,000 a pop would you need to sell to be financially free? Like if you could create like one course a month that you can sell for $1,000 per person, how many would you need to sell that month to feel financially free, or at least feel secure or quit your job, focus 100% on that business? You can tell me in the chat. I'll tell you a real example that happened where I interviewed someone for our own, we had a little mastermind group. I interviewed an expert and he spoke for about 90 minutes. And then I put the video in OneTake, gave him the edited recording and said, well, here's the recording, you can do whatever you want with it. And instead of sharing it like on his blog, what he did is he went out to his customer list and said, I just created this masterclass with French expert Sébastien Night, and you can buy it. So he didn't post it on his blog, he just sold it for $60 per buyer, and made about $3,000 within the same day just from one email, from a conversation we had had on Zoom that was edited with OneTake. So with the transitions and all of that, it looked professional. And he was like, yeah, I had this professionally edited, which is true, but he had it professionally edited by our AI in like a couple of seconds.